Good morning. I am driving since a couple of hours or more maybe. It's 10:30, so I started driving at 8, 2.5 hours. And I don't have far to go to Alice Springs. It's another 250 k's. To Darwin, where I'm going to be having to be next weekend, is just under 1,800 kilometers. And it's incredible the distances in Australia. And I guess people in America who have traveled, for them it's a big country too. But when you come from a country like myself, from Europe, where little Austria is about 8 hours from east to west, I can drive that. And Germany, I guess, from south to north might be, 10 hours, 11-hour drive. Well, Australia from south to north and east to west has got thousands of kilometers. And it's extraordinary. There's nothing in between. Every 200-300 kilometers is a petrol station, and there's rest areas, and there's no houses. And it's just this large horizon which allows you to wander with your thoughts, and I am getting to know myself, I think, on a different level. I have never done such a long trip by myself without the company of a bus driver or somebody on the drivers next to you, or friends or family. And I'm kind of feeling quite little. And I mean little in the sense of the place, the footprint I take up as a human being in nature. And when you see this expansive land and little me in a little truck, where you think, I have a big truck. We are quite insignificant on this large scale of how nature has the ability to squash us if we are thinking we are bigger and better and smarter than nature. Because I don't think that's necessarily true. I think if we, or for myself I guess, let myself succumb to be part of nature and learn about how nature operates and works, and I have probably, in the long run as a human being, more chance of survival than fighting nature and believing that all I create, regardless of what's around me, I think it will come and bite us. So I'm driving and I have these moments of beautiful, beautiful things I see. And of course the camera can't capture those things because they're there and then they're gone. Beautiful birds, an incredible amount of birds of prey, which are brought out onto the road by the roadkill which has happened overnight, and the very fresh dead meat and breakfast and lunch. And you would see them in the distance that there's something on the road and it's covered with birds. And as you come closer, they just fly off, and they have got this big wingspan, and or a whole flock of birds, and they just turn in front of you, and you see the colors of their belly, and which is caught by the sunlight. It's really beautiful. And you sort of, my little heart feels sorry for the dead kangaroo, but then again, it's kind of the cycle of life. It feeds other things in the cycle of life. I saw a dingo. Now that was exciting. It was just standing on the side of the street. It wasn't dead. It was standing. And it was not a fox. First I thought it was a fox, but it was actually a dingo. I have seen car bodies completely rusted and some of them burned out, standing on the side of the street or somewhere in the bushes, and you kind of think, this is weird. How does this get here? And why is it here? And there is those lovely little things, those nests hanging off branches in the tree, and they're very much on the outside of the fragile, just as far as you can go out, those nests. And I'm not sure, but I believe they are called weavers, the little birds who weave those baskets, and they're going out onto the limb because it becomes kind of protective, I guess, for snakes and things to reach those nests becomes harder because the branches might break. So that's my take on it anyway. Or I'm sure I have read that sometimes somewhere, and it's back there somewhere in my memory, and I can't recall where it actually comes from, and I kind of go, oh well, that's my idea, aren't I smart? But I guess somebody has told me that, and now I'm telling you, and it mightn't even be true. But what made me think about with the little nests and the weavers, I'm kind of thinking it's like you kind of put yourself on the edge of life, as this bird who wants to recreate, and he's breeding and he wants to create. There was again another flock of beautiful birds, little ones, and in order to survive, and he needs to build a nest on that border, on that edge, where the branch could actually break, and the whole work was for nothing, and he has to start weaving his nest again. Or even when the nest survives and the nest is finished, it might be eaten by something, or it might not survive. But the bird does put himself onto this edge because it gives him the best chance to survive. And it's funny, again, it is about courage, this theme which I have had over the last week by being by myself, reflecting on courage and what it means. And a bird doesn't have intellectual thoughts and doesn't make himself that important as Waltraud does, thinking about courage. He just does it. And I guess it is this truck was a bit close, thank you very much. And it is, I guess, that fine line between noticing that this is what you are doing, you're putting yourself on the line, and being aware of the fear and the courage, and then not overanalyze it, and just I think. And then the thoughts come, and the thoughts are really just thoughts, which are very helpful to think things out and create things. And sometimes they can hold us back. So it's helpful to learn from the little weaver. They don't think. They just intuitively know there is a survival needed, and the survival instinct puts them on the edge because it gives them the best chance of survival. So it's getting warm, and I have got far too many layers on. I'm going to take a few off. This is the first day I think I'm starting to warm up as I'm getting close to Alice, and there is no clouds in the sky, which was not true yesterday. So I think from now on, weather seems to be good. Okay guys, have a good day, and I'll be in touch. I'll upload this sometimes. There's no phone signal, so I'm sometimes hanging a little bit behind. Bye for now. Have a good day.